Deep in the heart of East Africa, nestled within the Great Rift Valley of northern Tanzania, lies a body of water unlike any other on our planet. This is Lake Natron, a vast and shallow lake that stretches for miles near the Kenyan border. From a distance, it looks less like a lake and more like a mysterious alien landscape. Its waters often glow with shades of deep red and bright orange, a strange and beautiful sight under the powerful African sun. This otherworldly coloration is not a trick of the light, but a sign of the lake's very unusual chemistry, which makes it one of the most extreme environments on Earth. It is a place of stark contrasts, where stunning beauty meets a harsh and unforgiving nature, a true jewel of the Tanzanian wilderness. The secret to Lake Natron's unique character lies in its water, which is not the fresh, clear liquid we imagine when we think of a lake. Instead, it is extremely salty and highly alkaline, meaning it has a pH level similar to that of ammonia. This strange brew is created by nature itself. Rainwater flows down from the surrounding volcanic hills, picking up a special type of salt called sodium carbonate, or natron, which gives the lake its name. Since the lake is in a hot, dry region with no rivers flowing out of it, the water evaporates quickly, leaving these salts and minerals behind in very high concentrations. This process makes the water so caustic that it can burn the skin and eyes of most animals that are not adapted to it. This extreme environment has earned Lake Natron a spooky reputation, a place whispered about in tales of petrified animals. The stories are true, in a way. The lake's highly alkaline water acts as a remarkable natural preservative. Animals that unfortunately die in or near the lake, such as birds that become disoriented and crash into its surface, are essentially pickled by the salty, chemical-rich water. Instead of decomposing and disappearing, their bodies are calcified, slowly turning into hard, stone-like statues. This eerie process creates a natural gallery of perfectly preserved creatures, their forms frozen in time along the lake's desolate shores, a haunting reminder of the water's potent power. The lake is not just a place of death, however. It is also a canvas painted by microscopic life. The vibrant red, pink, and orange hues that make Lake Natron so visually stunning are caused by tiny organisms called salt-loving cyanobacteria. These microscopic bacteria thrive in the salty, alkaline conditions that are deadly to most other forms of life. They contain photosynthetic pigments that produce these incredible colors, which change in intensity depending on the water's depth and salinity. In the shallower parts of the lake, where the salt is most concentrated, the colors are at their most brilliant. This creates a breathtaking, ever-shifting mosaic of color that makes Lake Natron a truly unforgettable spectacle of the natural world. While Lake Natron may seem like an inhospitable place for one particular species, it is the most important location on the entire planet. This is the breeding ground for the lesser flamingo, a beautiful bird known for its vibrant pink feathers. An astonishing 75% of the world's entire population of lesser flamingos travels to this specific lake to nest and raise their young. The very things that make the lake dangerous for other animals are what make it a perfect sanctuary for these birds. The caustic water keeps predators away from their nests, creating a safe and secure nursery where their chicks can hatch and grow without threat from land-based hunters who cannot cross the toxic mudflats. The flamingos have developed remarkable adaptations to survive and thrive in this challenging environment. They have tough, leathery skin on their legs that protects them from the burning alkaline water. They can also drink water from freshwater springs and geysers that bubble up along the edges of the lake, avoiding the saltiest parts. Their specialized beaks are designed to filter out the tiny cyanobacteria and algae that flourish in the lake, which is their primary food source. It is this very food that gives the flamingos their famous pink color. The pigments from the bacteria they eat are absorbed into their feathers, turning them from a dull gray into the brilliant pink we all recognize. The breeding season at Lake Natron is a magnificent natural event. Hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of flamingos gather together, creating a massive moving sea of pink against the red backdrop of the water. They build small nests out of mud on the vast salt flats that emerge as the water evaporates during the dry season. These mud mounds lift their single egg just high enough to be safe from the corrosive water below. The sight and sound of this enormous colony, with its constant calls and elegant movements, is one of Africa's greatest wildlife spectacles, a vibrant celebration of life in a place that appears, at first glance, to be barren and lifeless. Yet, the lake remains a place of duality, a cradle of life, but also a tomb. The same waters that protect the flamingo nests can also be a source of danger. Sometimes, young flamingos that are not yet strong enough to fly can get their legs trapped in the thick, sticky salt crust. As the salt crystallizes around their legs, it forms heavy anklets that weigh them down, tragically trapping them. These unfortunate birds become part of the lake's collection of calcified statues, a somber testament to the fine line between life and death in this extraordinary ecosystem. It is a powerful reminder that survival here depends on a delicate and precarious balance with the forces of nature. For many years, the future of Lake Natron and its precious flamingo population has been uncertain due to a significant industrial threat. A large-scale project to build a factory to extract soda ash from the lake has been proposed. Soda ash, or sodium carbonate, is a valuable industrial chemical used to make glass, detergents, and many other products. The lake holds a vast and rich deposit of this mineral, making it a very tempting target for industrial development. The plan, which was revived again in 2024 after being paused for over a decade, involves pumping the salty water or brine from the lake and processing it to harvest the valuable soda ash, a project valued at around $400 million. This proposal has created a major controversy, pitting economic development against environmental protection. Conservation groups, such as BirdLife International, have voiced strong opposition to the project. They argue that any industrial activity, no matter how carefully managed, could permanently damage the lake's unique and fragile ecosystem. The primary concern is that altering the lake's chemical balance or water levels could destroy the specific conditions that the lesser flamingos depend on for breeding. If the lake becomes less salty or is disturbed by the noise and pollution from a factory, the flamingos might abandon their only major breeding site, which would be a catastrophic event for the entire species. In response to these serious concerns, the Tanzanian government and its environmental agencies have demanded stricter rules for the project. In 2024, the National Environment Management Council insisted on new safeguards, such as requiring the company to extract the brine through underground pipes rather than from the surface. This method is intended to minimize the disturbance to the lake's surface and the sensitive mudflats where the flamingos build their nests. However, environmentalists remain skeptical, worried that any large-scale extraction will inevitably change the lake's delicate hydrological and chemical systems, with unknown consequences for the wildlife that has adapted to it over thousands of years. The debate highlights a difficult challenge faced by many countries: how to balance the need for economic growth with the responsibility to protect irreplaceable natural wonders. The soda ash project could bring jobs and revenue to the region, but the potential cost to the environment is enormous. The global attention on the project also brings reputational risks for any companies involved, as consumers around the world are increasingly choosing to support brands that prioritize sustainability. The fate of Lake Natron hangs in this delicate balance, a decision that will determine whether this natural marvel remains a flamingo sanctuary or becomes an industrial zone. As the debate over industry continues, a different kind of economic opportunity is emerging at Lake Natron, one that celebrates its unique landscape. Adventure tourism is growing, attracting visitors who are drawn to the region's raw and untamed beauty. In 2025, for example, the lake will become a key destination for a new international gravel cycling race called Traverse GRVL Tanzania. This challenging event will see cyclists ride from the slopes of Mount Kilimanjaro all the way to the shores of this crimson lake. This type of tourism offers a way to bring money into the local economy, while giving people a reason to protect the very environment that attracts visitors in the first place. This form of ecotourism also provides a unique opportunity for cultural exchange. The lands surrounding Lake Natron are the ancestral home of the Maasai people, a semi-nomadic community known for their distinctive culture and deep connection to the land. Visitors who come for adventure tours or wildlife viewing often have the chance to interact with Maasai communities, learning about their traditions and their relationship with the challenging environment they call home. This helps create a sustainable model, where tourism supports both the local people and the conservation of the natural landscape, ensuring that the benefits are shared with those who have lived here for generations. However, the future of this entire ecosystem is threatened not just by industry, but also by a more global danger: climate change. Rising global temperatures and changing rainfall patterns are a significant threat to Lake Natron. The lake's existence depends on a precise balance of rainfall and evaporation. If there is too much rain, the lake could become diluted, changing its salinity and making it unsuitable for the flamingos. If there is not enough rain, it could dry up too much. These climatic shifts add another layer of urgency to the need to protect this vulnerable and one-of-a-kind habitat from human pressures. Ultimately, Lake Natron is more than just a spooky lake that turns animals to stone. It is a vital and irreplaceable part of our world's natural heritage. It is a powerful symbol of how life can adapt to even the most extreme conditions, and a critical sanctuary for one of the planet's most iconic birds. Protecting this lake means protecting the lesser flamingo, supporting the local Maasai culture, and preserving a place of profound and mysterious beauty for future generations. Its fate will show whether we can learn to value our planet's natural wonders enough to ensure their survival, making choices that allow both people and nature to thrive together.